Hello everybody out there and welcome back to another RostyMaths video. You are in my Year 7 series on geometry at the minute. Now the Year 7 series has been going absolutely fantastically well. We've done a whole section on number, quite a lot of videos in that one. So if you haven't seen that one yet, click on the pop-up banner up there to go and see them all in a beautiful order where you can follow everything that I've been doing in that series. Now even though I say it's for Year 7, anyone can take part in this because after all, we're covering stuff that you will need for GCSE. So please make sure you check it out. Now we're in geometry at the minute. We've only done a few videos on it, so not too far gone in this one. In this particular video though, we are going to be looking at types of triangles and angles in a triangle. So hopefully it's not going to be too much of a lengthy one. Stick with me, jump into this lesson, see if you learn something new. I'll be doing a sweet little trick in the video, which you're going to have to at least get to the middle for to see. Anyway, if you are new here, make sure that you click the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you do not miss another upload. They do come out very often. Without further ado though, let's go and see what types of triangles we need to know about and what the angles inside will add up to. So in this video, we'll talk about angles in a triangle. And for that, I need to first of all show you the different types of triangles. So we got 4 types of triangles here. We start first of all with our scalene triangle. And in a scalene triangle, none of the sides are the same length and none of the angles inside the triangles are the same. However, the angles inside of all triangles, let's call this A, B, and angle C there. The angles inside all add up to 180 degrees. So A plus B plus C is equal to 180 degrees. Stick with me towards the end of the video and I will show you why that is. In the meanwhile, let's carry on. So I'll take these angles out because I'm going to need that space. The next type of triangle is called an equilateral triangle. And in an equilateral triangle, all of the sides are the same length and all of the angles are the same. Now, in maths, if we want to say 2 lines are the same length, we put these little marks on to tell you that they're the same length. Okay, so all the sides are the same length and all the angles inside are the same. So they're all 60 degrees inside of this triangle here. Now, if you're an eagle-eyed person, you probably would recognize that 3 lots of 60 does add up to 180. But like I said, we're coming back to that. The next type of triangle is called an isosceles triangle. And in an isosceles triangle, only 2 sides are the same length. And I've put these double marks here to tell you that this line and that line is the same length. But not only that, 2 of the angles in here are also the same. And notice that these 2 angles are touching the sides that are the same. Now, this triangle might be orientated in a different way, and that means that somebody might turn it around so it faces a different way. All you got to do, identify which sides are the same and look for the angles touching it, and those angles will be the same. And finally, we talk about a right angle triangle. Now, a right angle triangle has got a right angle in it, and a right angle, that's 90 degrees there. Now, if you haven't as yet watched my previous video on angle properties, go watch it now. It's popping out in a pop-out banner just on the top of the screen. Anyway, so this has got a right angle in it, so it's called a right angle triangle. And in this one as well, all the angles add up to 180. Now, how do we know that all angles add up to 180 degrees? Well, let's go on a little bit of an experiment. And so for that, I'm going to chop off parts of my scalene triangle because I think it's the most appropriate one to make this point with. So I'm going to chop off all the ends. All right. And I'm going to bring them all up here now and show you something really cool. Here is the thing. If I take all of those angles and I put them together, something really cool will happen. Let's have a look and see what will happen. So I take that top angle, take the bottom angle, take the 2 bottom angles, and I put them together like that. What we have left is a straight line. Now, in that last video that I just mentioned, we know that the angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. And this is your proof that all angles in any triangle add up to 180 degrees. Now it's time for us to go do some questions. Okay, to finish off this video, we will look at just these 3 quick questions. So on this one here, I have got to find angle X, and I've been given 2 angles in there. So let's draw them in so that looks pretty much all right. So those are my 2 angles there, and I need to find angle X. Now, because I know that all angles inside of my triangle add up to 180 degrees, in order to find X, all I got to do is 180 take away the 2 angles I've got in there. So that's 180 take away the 30 and the 50, which becomes 180 take away 80 degrees, which leaves me with 100 degrees. So it tells me that the angle up here is 100 degrees. Okay, let's put a little arrow in there to say that that's what that is. Let's move on to the next couple. So on this next question, these 2 markings tell me that these 2 lines are the same length. And if they're the same length, then this is an isosceles triangle. And that means that this angle down the bottom here is also going to be the same as this one. So it's also going to be A. So all the angles add up to 180. So let's go. I have got 2 lots of A plus that 30-degree angle equal to 180 degrees. So that's my 2 A's there, plus that 30 equal 180. I've got a little equation. Now, I don't have to solve it this way. I just reinforce this point to help you with your equations. And if you haven't seen my equations videos, click on the pop-out banner popping out right now and go and watch my video on how to solve simple equations. Anyway, I'm going to be using those methods from that video, so please make sure you do watch it. So I'll be using the balancing method, take away 30, and that would mean that 2A will equal to 150 degrees. Now I will divide by 2, divide by 2. The 2's will cancel out, leaving me that A is equal to 75 degrees. And just like that, I am done. Now, for the final one, again, the 2 lines mean that they are the same length. And if they're the same length, this is another isosceles triangle, which means that this angle down the bottom here is also 70 degrees. That's 70, so this is also 70. They're both touching that line. So, because they add up to 180, I will add the 2 70s to give me 140 degrees, and add it to y to say that it equals to 180. I will take away that 140 from both sides, and that means that y is equal to 40 degrees. And just like that, that brings us to the end of this video.